Welcome to the NBA That's Up! Yes!
Big week.
It's a big week in the NBA. Let's go with the undercards. Markelle Fultz is never going to play basketball. Here he is going through various drills. My favorite part of this video is Brett Brown under the basket, watching with growing alarm as brick upon brick upon brick, brick off the rim, kneeling under the stanchion like this. Let's talk about Paul Pierce. As we know, Paul Pierce took issue with the Celtics offering Isaiah Thomas a tribute video on the same night as Paul Pierce's jersey retirement. That's fair. If you want to say, hey, do we have to do it on my jersey retirement night? We won a championship, all that stuff. I got stabbed, you know. Do you need to mention that on ESPN? Jalen Rose rightly called him out.
He was a part of them being a #1 seed. He had tragedy with the team. He even played in a playoff game after his sister tragically passed away.
Yes!
Next, I think it was petty.
Woo! Look at Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce goes like this. And then he does the thing like when you're real mad, but it's not your turn to speak yet.
Yeah.
We do a lot of chewing motion.
Is there gum in his mouth or is he
Yeah, he ain't got no gum. He's on air. Let's go to the beefs. Let's start with the appetizers of beef. Kyle Lowry and Ben Simmons got into it. Ben Simmons said, why don't you meet me in the tunnel? And Kyle Lowry was just like, bet. Kyle was like, he got that text like, yo, you want to see me tonight? Come through.
Yeah.
And he was just like, put it this way, I was back there. Kyle Lowry on Sixers Ben Simmons' invitation to meet him in the hallway where both were rejected. I understand Kyle Lowry's from Philly. Philly is tough. We've all seen Rocky a million times. Rocky is also a fictional film. I'm not saying that Philly is not tough. Ben Simmons is like 6'8", and Kyle Lowry's like a 5'10". I feel like Ben Simmons will knock Kyle Lowry out. Now, here's the thing with Arron Afflalo. Never mess with a dude towards the end of his career, especially a dude who plays a style that is quickly becoming extinct in the league, meaning a mid-range game, also on a bad team. Arron Afflalo ticks all those boxes. Think Arron Afflalo gives a shit about being suspended for 15 games? So he got into it with Bielitsa of the Timberwolves. Threw a haymaker. Ooh, yee! Bielitsa locked him up. Should have dropped the guillotine on him. Let's talk to Skylar Astin, who plays Jesse on Pitch Perfect.
Sweet. That swing is a hard three. Like, that was just, I mean, he looped, it was like, it wasn't like a 50 Cent first pitch botch, you know, it wasn't that wide,
That was
but
bad.
it came
50 Cent's
just
first
over
pitch
the
went
ear,
like
and it just
50 wide.
was pretty, not very tight.
Thank you. Oh, but this is the big one. Here we go. Clippers Rockets. Woo! Let's narrate this whole thing. So it was a contentious game, obviously, because everybody hates Chris Paul, and a lot of people hate Blake Griffin, and also Austin Rivers is a person who's disliked. I think one of the most touching stories in the NBA that's not talked about is Doc Rivers rebuilding the relationship with Austin by giving him minutes. I want to talk about the fact that Mike D'Antoni could have died. Mike D'Antoni, first of all, is 66.
He looks pretty good.
Looks great. If I look like Mike D'Antoni, if I'm a tall white millionaire at 66, something great will have happened. So, end of this game, Blake Griffin runs out of bounds. Right there! He elbows Mike D'Antoni in the sternum. Mike D'Antoni is a senior citizen. What if Mike D'Antoni died? I'm not even joking. What if his old man bones cracked and then he died on the court? Now, to my favorite part of this, before the actual fight, Austin Rivers. I call him Sheriff Austin because he's standing on the sideline talking something. He's wearing no belt, a walking boot, and he's got his hands hooked in his Over time, you're just like, I'm gonna fight this guy. Why are you? Who stands like this? So, as we know, Chris Paul, the head of the Players Union, Chris Paul led the Clippers through a secret hallway to a back door to the home locker room that only he knows about.
Fultz?
How'd you find the back door?
You can just get the blueprints. It's pretty easy. You want to talk about Fultz now?
Not now.
Oh, okay.
Again, Chris Paul, the head of the Players Union, who has not been sanctioned at all. Now let's go to our beef correspondent, Joe House. Joe!
Jason,
Yes!
what's happening? One beef that has not yet made an appearance on the House of Cards.
Tell me.
The NBA beef! The NBA beef, Jay!
Yes!
I have with me a beautiful cow here. The brisket obviously
Delicious.
goes to the tremendous, the outrageous Trevor Ariza Austin Rivers beef.
Yes.
What in the hell is Austin Rivers doing coming off the bench and saying a word to anybody? Why is Austin Rivers in the NBA in the first place? I don't know, but it is to me the most savory beef of this week's NBA beefs.
Thank you, Joe. Fave blocks. No family albums this week because there's just been so much that's happening. Let's talk about Boban Marjanovic looking like a fucking orc from Lord of the Rings while doing the Millie Rock. He looks like he's calling up demons from the seventh portal of hell. Oh my god. I fave that because listen, dancing is it's important. Oh, the Lakers like each other now. This is an interesting question. Has Lonzo Ball had friends before he was on the Lakers? I think this is the first time he's had friends. Lonzo, they've been having a grand old time. They're calling Brandon Ingram a slender man, which I think is Slender Graham. Lonzo took a photo of Brandon Ingram's sock with the Adidas logo stretched out. He's wearing socks that are too small. Let's just leave him alone. I fave Lonzo finally having friends in his life. This tweet, do you ever feel like your Karl Anthony Towns in life is DeMarcus Cousins? I do, and it feels bad. Let's go to our pal Mike Malloy, who's got a comedy show coming up this Saturday at Nerd Melt. Mike, give us the spice. What do you got?
Well, as far as the Toronto Raptors are concerned, I'm more afraid of an actual dinosaur.
Wow!
DeMar DeRozan is soft as Charmin. And actually, Toronto's called the 6 because that's the only seed the Raptors can beat.
People of Toronto, the third biggest media market in North America. Please direct your vitriol to Mike Malloy, not at the Ringer. You can direct a little bit at us too. See you next week.